going to tell you or teach you how to get a clean daily driver. Now, this is less about the car itself and more about how to find a clean car, but I'm going to find some tactics of how you can find the car in the first place, because we all know you can't buy a car if you don't know what you want to buy. I guess you could walk into the dealership, but then you're going to end up paying way too much. If it's the dealership is like being locked in the ocean with a shark and only listening to shark movies. They can smell your fear. They can taste the blood in your veins. They will give you a fake discount, right? So just don't go to the dealership, shop online, and then go to the... So what I do is what I think the best thing for you to do is put in your zip code, yada, 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 pick out the dealership, and then drive there, and then go look at the car, and then talk about the online price, because the online price is always lower than the actual price, because they're trying to get people to come in, right? So go online, find the best price, do your comparison shopping online, and then go to the dealership where that car is located, show them the online price, negotiate some off, always take it to a mechanic. Anyway, we're going to start off here. So you have no idea of what kind of car you want to buy. So think of something that works for you. Do you have dogs? Then you probably won't want a sedan. Let's just say you are single, which means you don't need a car with a lot of seats, right? You have maybe one or two very close friends that may be sitting in the car at the same time. So you need something with at least 5 seats, right? Just for, visiting, and then what if some people come to visit, right? You need something with a trunk so you can get things from groceries, so you can get things from Kroger, but you don't really want a hatchback, right? You want something comfortable and cushy that can get you to work every morning. So you probably want something like, a compact sedan, right? So I want you to do is look up the best compact sedans of whatever year you're looking for. Remember, the lower the year, the lower the price, essentially how it goes, right? So let's just say you're looking for something from 2010, even though I will go with 2011 from here on because I like that generation better. Anyway, you want something from 2010, so you scroll on the thing and you find one that you like. In this case, a 2010 Toyota Corolla. What I want you to do now is just go online and just look at pictures of it. Maybe you don't like the back. Maybe you don't like the interior. Maybe you want something special, right? Maybe you want a special option that's not on the base Corolla, right? You need to think of all these things ahead of time, right? And then what I want you to do to make sure that you know the vehicle that you're buying, because I see a lot of people that tell me oh yeah, I really like this car, I liked everything about it, like the CHR, and then they're like, yeah, the back is hideous, and so I refuse to buy it, right? Go on Carvana. You can see a 3D. It's not so much about the individual car that you're looking at. It's more about the car itself, right? It's more about the body lines, the shapes, the design, where everything is laid out, right? Maybe this car has combined amber turn signals, which means the turn signals are red and they're also your brake lights, right? They're shared. And maybe you don't like that, right? So, watch a couple reviews, right? Do this, look at Carvana, because this is where you get to see it in 3D, right? You get to see it as best you can on your computer. I really love Carvana. I wouldn't really buy a car from them. They say they're very good. I've seen people buy stolen cars from Carvana. It was a story in the news. I believe in Florida somewhere. But, yeah. So, we like this car, right? Let's just say you really love this car. This is what you want to buy. This has everything you needed to buy. This has everything you want out of a car. And you particularly want to buy this vehicle. So what I want you to do now is you need to figure out the options. So remember before when you're looking at this, you're like, oh, I want that radio, but I don't want that radio. I want you to go up and I want you to look up 2011 Toyota Corolla pamphlet, right? Just find the pamphlet and then flip through it. This is what they would have given you at the dealership, no matter what time period. I don't care if the car is from 2005, 2007. You can find a somewhat informational pamphlet. Now, of course, you're going to see pictures of it. These pictures can help you visualize the car and what it's going to like, but what you really want to scroll down to is this, where it shows you the wheel types, the colors, the interior colors, and most importantly, the fact sheet. So this is the less important part, right? You can pick out the Corolla fabric in bisque or dark charcoal or ash, and then you can pick out a color. Like I want mine in blue or gray, and I want the number 2 wheels, right? I want the LE, right? That's what I want. LE standard, 16-inch alloy wheels, right? And so then you look down. So for personal, the Corolla, there's an LE and an S and then Corolla, and I want you to look down and look through all of the numbers. So let's say you really, really need a 5-speed manual transmission. Oh, That's standard. Amazing. It has that. And then the interior features. I want air conditioning with air filter. Wow, that's standard across the board. And I want you, seriously, remember, you're buying this, you're spending money on this. And I want you to go down and I want you to find all the features that you want. Even like transfer this into a Google Doc or download it on your computer, highlight them, and then look what trim is best for you. Because you don't want to spend more money than you actually need, right? And we love Auto Tempest. But everything filters into Auto Tempest. You know what I mean? All the garbage, scam listings, they all just into Auto Tempest. It's great if you're looking for something niche or you want the best price. But if you want something clean and good, cleanness, clean title, all that crap, it's more the individual sites that do that, not really Auto Tempest. So if you want to, find a Carfax or something, go directly to them. Buy it directly from Carfax, or at least their listing site. Carfax does have standards. And here's an example of a Carfax listing, right? You see it? 2016 Corolla SE. You can see no damages or accidents reported, personal use, one owner, and you have a service history, right? That's all, and 28,000 miles. This is a car that you may want to purchase. This is a car that you may really like, and you may really, really want to purchase, right? Here's another example, a 2013 Subaru Impreza, right? Let's just say you really like these, right? And you want to purchase them, right? This is what the listing is going to look like. This is what we're going to be dealing with. And now we're actually going to find our car. So, don't forget what we're going to do is we're just going to click Toyota, and we're going to find the car company that we want, right? Now, we want a Corolla. How did it get peso? And we want a Corolla. So we're going to find Corolla on the list. Then our minimum year, remember, is 2011. Our price, you can set whatever your price budget is. I'm personally not going to do this. And then you're going to go to next. And this is where things are important. No accidents or damage means that your car has never, ever, ever been in an accident. We're going to filter that out. No cars that have ever had an accident or damage, right? You probably want a service history to know what's happened. And you want personal use, right? Fleet vehicles, one of my cars was a fleet vehicle car. It wasn't that bad. Honestly, it's been great and better than a regular car because they really took care of it because it was a new Prius and all that crap, right? Carfax one owner, it depends. Do you want your car to only have ever had one owner, or do you mind if it's, changed hands a couple of times? In this case, it's a 2011, so I don't really care if it's more than one owner, but you can check that on your own if you want. So just decide how high you want your standards to set, and then go year old to new, and then we're just going to start filtering them through. So let's decide that you looked at your spec sheet, and you found out that what you want is the Corolla S, right? You want the nicer things, you want the S. That's just exactly what you want, and you want it with fog lights. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our listing, and we're just going to scroll, and we're going to see the first Corolla S. Now, are we going to click on that S? No, because there's still more to do. Do you want great value? Then I could click that. And then look, it's only going to filter the ones that have great value, which is miles driven, MPG, and all that stuff, right? This is a base, this is an S, but it's also not an S, right? So how about we look at that base? How about we consider it, right? Maybe we can add the features aftermarket, right? And then let's look at good value. And then we find this Corolla S. Too high mileage, don't want it. This base looks pretty good. This base, again, base, Corolla S. Less miles, looks pretty good over there. And now we're in a different generation. So let's look at the cars that we've collected. We've got this 2012 Toyota Corolla base. So let's look. It doesn't have fog lights, but the car looks really, really clean. The interior is really well taken care of. Nice bisque cloth interior and a lovely blue scratch-free exterior, right? And I want you to think in your head, could I add the features that I want without buying the trim level that I want? This matters more with newer cars than older cars, but think, I really want fog lights on this vehicle. If you have access to Amazon, you can probably buy them for $10 and then wire them in yourself, right? Same for the radio. Let's say you hate this radio and you wanted the radio I showed you before. You can order that on eBay or order a better touchscreen radio if you really want that, right? Cars, there's nothing, in my opinion, there's nothing that can never happen with cars, right? You can do whatever you want to your car, right? You can buy a new car. You can wire in a new stereo, right? You can put in whatever you want to your car. It is your car. You can change it however you would like. So let's continue going, and we're already at the bottom of the list. So it looks like we are not getting great or good value here. Remember, we've got everything, so let's just look. We don't want high mileage. We want a decent mileage vehicle. Corolla base, 143,000 miles. Doesn't look that good. 85,000. Can't be bad. Take a look at that. Oh, and yeah. Wow, great. Amazing! I love it when it does that. Great. So that was an Unreal listing. So let's just keep going down. Up, and we're already in the new curls. Wow. So we have a short picking bunch today. So you've seen all the other ones, and you realize there's really nothing here for you. You know what I mean? Like, all the S's are clapped out. And also, some of them don't even have fog lights, which is what you want. So you finally decide to give in and purchase this, which is the base model. Not the one that you wanted, but it has less scratches, it's cleaner, and you could just add the features you want. Congratulations, this is the daily driver that will last you hundreds of thousands of miles. This car will truly last forever. Let's just take a quick look, right? No dents or scratches anywhere visible. You can see some light scratching there, but that's more just rock chips and crap like that. Overall, the interior is very clean. It's been vacuumed. The person that took care of this really cared about it, right? Nice. The back looks really nice. Silver, chrome, not that many fingerprints. Everything's put together really well. There's no body panels hanging off. There's no nothing. The car looks entirely stock, which is something that you really want to watch out for. My friend bought a car that was not entirely stock. I believe it was a sound system that caught fire, and then his car caught fire. I mean, it's not like it was a tragedy and burned down his entire house. In fact, it was a very... Let me describe it. So, I wasn't there, but this is how it was told to me. His car was parked outside. He was with friends on his front porch, because his house has a big... It's an Oregon thing. And they noticed a light coming from inside his car because it was around nighttime. And they realized that some wiring in his door had caught fire and then set the little armrest on fire of his, 2004 Honda Civic. So they put the fire out and then got the cloth replaced and then tore out the old audio system. Found out that they didn't... Here's what started the fire. I actually talked to him more recently about this because I wanted to tell you the story more in depth. Here's how it was told to me. Apparently, they didn't use wire nuts and they didn't combine the wires perfectly. They used a soldering iron, if you don't know, it's a thing that gets hot, and they soldering iron. I don't know. They did the attachy metal melty thing and attached the stereo system like that, which then led to sparking because you're supposed to put a nut on that, and yeah. So, we found it. That's how you do it. With that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon.